Okay.
All right. Okay.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Dude, so it's been like 2 years, I think, since we've done one of these.
It has been. Yeah, it's been
Last
quite
time
some
was
time.
fun, and this time will be fun. But I actually was reminded of the episode that we did together because I was doing a group ride with one of the kids, and Ayden Watts, he brings it up. He's like, "Dude, I was listening to the podcast that you did with Ama, and the one that you did on like how to be national champion, and like what it would take, and it was super motivating, super inspiring." And I was like,
Oh man.
"He's right. It probably was." So let's get back to it.
Let's do it. We're
Yes,
back. We're
yeah.
back. The Nsek brothers. Let's go.
So I have here what's changed. It's been a couple of years. A lot has changed actually. So I don't know if you want to go first, or I know lots changed. So you don't have to go over everything. Just go over a couple things.
Let's see. Over the last 2 years, shoot. I mean, we've really just been working on developing the coaching business, which has been doing super good. I mean, we're working with a lot of athletes. I mean, Corbin just moved on to bear development, which is massive.
Yeah.
Alex was just selected for Team USA Worlds team, so he's going to be racing the TT and the road race for Team USA, which is massive. I mean, honestly, all the kids have been doing stellar this entire year. I mean, like you look at the entire year, you have Ayden, Corbin, Brady, Dane taking 1, 2, 3, and 4 at Vale Lake, which is massive. um, and I mean, COVID has happened since then, and a lot of it was just trying to understand what the new life looks like, and also how to move forward with this new lifestyle, and also what the impacts are of COVID. And how we can just continue moving forward. I mean, it's just is a really tough year for a lot of people. Um, but yeah, I mean, now it looks like we're seeing the exit of
The
the
tail the
cave.
tail end of this with the vaccine and the boosters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
you told us
But
so much about the kids and they're doing good. What about you? What's life look like? What's riding look like?
let's see. Shoot, I mean, this last year especially has been pretty crazy. I'm racing for Legion of Los Angeles, which is pretty crazy. So are you? Oh man, bro, this year has been crazy for us. Oh
Dude,
my
this year is
goodness.
insane.
um, shoot, let's see. Podiumed in every national event I competed in, which was pretty like
Dude, that's a
crazy to
big
think
deal.
about. Yeah. So we went 1 and 3 at Tulsa overall, which is pretty gnarly. We won Murrieta overall. Um, yeah, shoot. I mean, honestly, this is the most successful year I think that I've had personally. I know that
Oh,
like we've had some pretty crazy years. I mean,
probably
you
one
won
of the
collegiate
most fun
nats.
too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, it was just a lot of traveling, a lot of new experiences. It was the first time we raced Tulsa, first time for me racing a lot of the USA crits. Um, but yeah, I mean, for me, it's been a really successful year. I'm trying to go over everything. Business has been doing good in terms of like the athletes. They've been really killing it. Me personally for cycling, I pretty much podiumed in every event that I was racing for, except like a couple races at Dairylands, which I was using as primers for nationals, which I podiumed in. Um, and the second day at Tulsa, which a crash took us out. But
Yeah.
all the other races have been on the podium, which is kind of insane to think about. Um, yeah, it's been definitely a good year. I recently decided to start going back to college. So I'm currently attending Milligan University. Um, and that has been like the most recent switch up that I've been trying to um, like incorporate into my life. So yeah, no, everything's good. It's just a lot of new things happening.
Yeah. I think since the beginning of COVID, yes, there was like a lot of worry at first and anxiety and stress around, what does this look like? What's this new like way of life look like? But I think in a way it brought us closer to a lot of people, right? Like the
Yeah,
Isaac, bro. Isaac's my boy. I was just hanging
Isaac.
out with him. But and even the kids too, right? Because
Yeah.
the kids, a lot of their, I mean, they didn't have school, and all they had were some. We were having some group rides with small groups of kids, but that was kind of like their only socialization. And regardless, they were still training and riding and getting better. So yeah, it's definitely been kind of a different year. I don't know if it'll like we'll have another year like that in our lives, but yeah,
I hope not, just for the general society.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, just such a big shift. But yeah, I know you've been running around everywhere, and I think one of the big things for you and for Legion and for me is like riding in the community and everything. So, have you made any really cool like new friends this year? While
Oh man,
you're there?
dude, honestly, this year has been insane. I started off the year with the goal of traveling for one single week out of every month for the entire year. And honestly, I've been for the last 4 months as of right now. It's currently September 10th. I left Cali after Murrieta, so we're talking June, like the 1st of June. I've been gone for the last 4 months,
Yeah.
so I've only been home for like probably a week total, and you've been there with me through that. Um, yeah, I mean, honestly, like the traveling, the friends that have been made through like diving into like new adventures, new terrain, new riding locations, more specifically, and finding
Yeah.
guides to take me through that. Scott Henry was like he was the kindest host to have me in Austin, Texas. And so were Austin and Matt in Boulder. I mean, honestly,
Wait,
like I've been
dive more into Austin. How is Austin? How is racing? How is like being in the bike community in Texas?
Oh man. Okay, Austin was insane. So I drive 20 hours straight to get to Austin to take a 15-minute nap before I wake up to kit up to go to the driveway series, the
Legendary.
infamous driveway series that everyone's been talking about since I like literally for the last 2 years. Everyone's like, you need to go to driveway. You need to go to driveway. So I go there, I meet Chris Tolley, who's like a massive like icon around Austin, and also like super funny. He's a great guy. Um, and also, like Scott Henry was my host, and he was very like, oh man, he was honestly like one of the most helpful hosts in terms of like helping me understand like what Austin's about, the places to see, the places to ride, and all of that. So yeah, no, I race the driveway series, end up getting caught behind a crash. I didn't crash, but yeah, after that, everyone was fine. We end up riding over to the Meteor, which is this bar and like cafe like mix between. And we have pizza, we have beer, and it's just like this environment where the cyclists can just gather to get to know each other. It increases the community strength so much more. So they're not just racers. Like you understand what they do for work. You understand like if they have kids, if they have wives or husbands, and like just an all-encompassing view of the cycling community. So it keeps everyone so welded together. And that was
Mhm.
something that, in Cali, we have these practice crits, but afterwards, everyone just splits ways. No one goes to eat afterwards. No one really socializes afterwards.
We should do
And
that
we
after
should do
bud.
that. We
After
should
bud,
do
after
that,
crit practice, no?
Yeah. And, I pulled up to this new environment that I've never seen, and I was just dumbfounded. Um, and like that was like more of like a training block for me. So I was riding like so much the entire week. But yeah, I mean it was amazing just meeting new people every day. I got to ride with Colin Strickland, which is crazy.
Guys
Massive
ride
idol of
gravel.
mine. Yeah, no, we didn't ride gravel. We just went for a chill road ride, thank God, because I was already like 4 hours into my ride. He took it easy on me, thank goodness. But no, it was a social ride. We just chatted, and I got to know more about Colin, more than just like this Colin ATX on Instagram. It's like, who is Colin Strickland? And for me, that was massive. Just because, I've been riding for so long, and I've been following gravel since it started coming up, and I've been following Colin's story, you know, and it's crazy to see like all these articles and all these people talking about this guy, and then you actually get to ride with him and pick his brain to understand how he thinks and how he operates. Um, but yeah, no, Colin's amazing. The whole city of Austin was just like extremely kind, and it was one of the best trips I've had like in my entire life.
Mhm.
Uh,
I know that you did like almost the same thing in Boulder. How,
yeah, yeah, no, Boulder was a little bit different. So Boulder was a very last minute thing. Austin was something I had planned for like a month out. Boulder was very like last minute. So probably like a week or so out was when I had started like really like getting things underway. Um I wanted to do a training camp, but at the same time, I wanted to do it outside of California
Hmm.
just because I've already ridden these roads. It doesn't matter whether it's Ontario or Malibu, Santa Monica, Ventura, San Diego. I've already ridden all of them and I wanted something new. So Boulder, I'd gone to the year prior and I wanted to go back. The way that it had worked was I'd found this housing through um, Austin, who had a landlord or homeowner, Matt, and he let me stay there for 3 weeks to train.
Dude, did he ride with you?
So King Frugality, he did not ride with us, but he's kind of like interested in the cycling space. He wasn't like super deep into it. He's a great human being, super kind, super understanding, and just like generally amazing. Um, but yeah, it gave me the environment to go train, to go focus on like the coaching business, the training, to see what I wanted to do for next year, and just give me the space to think. Like the hikes over there were amazing. It just helped my mind way that I never really like
No, you
felt
cut out.
before.
You're cutting out.
Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, so yeah, no, it allowed me like to have my brain flow in this way that it really never had before. Um, that was a really transformative 3 weeks. Within those 3 weeks, I decided to go back to school, which was um, a really weird switch up. But yeah, I mean, honestly, entire summer was just full of like new adventures. Full of like those 5 to 8 hour rides that were just all day,
That's insane.
and you just get lost in yourself. Like I did this ride with Dre and Austin that we were probably out there for like 10 or 11 hours.
The
It
whole
was the
day.
type of ride that was from sunrise to sunset.
It's like one of those,
And
like summer solstice day rides.
yeah, no, dude, I'd seen this animal called a marmot, and I was like,
Yeah.
bro, dude, no, I felt like I was in Pokemon, and I saw like a new creature that I'd never seen before.
I
I
think
was
they
like,
have them in Mammoth too.
yeah,
I think so.
dude,
I feel like I've seen them.
dude, I was looking, I was like, bro, who's that Pokemon?
This guy fills
Austin.
out his Pokedex.
I'm like this, and Austin's like, dude, that's a marmot. I was like,
That's a
what?
mark,
I
bro.
was like, bro, it's so cute. It's like a hairy squirrel. It's like a squirrel that's like hulked out. It's super muscular. And I'm
Yeah,
like I'm eating this granola bar, and it starts walking up to me, and I'm like, bro, no way they're this friendly. But
it
turns
wants
out
some food.
they eat like antifreeze apparently. So like if you park your car in a spot where there's marmots, you have to be careful because you may like your engine may overheat on the way down if they end up chewing the antifreeze lines. So it's
Dang,
like crazy stuff. That's like, bro, new Pokemon.
that is insane. Shoot.
Yeah. So no, I mean, like life is about experiencing new things. Life
Yeah.
is about just for me, it's about challenging like my thought process and allowing like new opportunities to open up my eyes to things that I've never seen before, things that
Mm.
I've never thought about before, and optimizing happiness. Like all of those things come into play as to how I want to live my life. And Boulder gave me all of that. It was insane to just like have that experience. But yeah, no, Boulder was crazy. I mean, this entire summer has been crazy up until like literally like it's still crazy right now. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you're done though. There's no more racing.
Yeah, there's no more racing. I'm racing collegiate. So oh my god, dude, I didn't
Wait, wait,
tell
wait,
you.
wait, wait, we're
I
gonna do it later. We're gonna talk about that later.
okay. All right. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about
Bro,
it.
I think one of my highlights this summer was Wisconsin. Always a highlight of my summer.
Dude, Wisconsin's always a highlight. Oh my God.
Asher.
Oh, dude. Okay, I'll let side story. Side story time. Okay, so we win so much money at Toad, and kids don't know what to do with the money. Okay, so then literally Luke is like, I have so much cash in my wallet.
You're so
Luke needs our help.
That was my money, bro. I subsidized them.
I'm like, bro, it's not a good idea to keep that much cash in your wallet. Like a jack, you know? And he's like, oh, I didn't think about that. So then he goes to the airport on his way out to whatever his next race was. He literally just buys Oakley's cash to get rid of the cash that's in his wallet. And I'm like, you get discounts from Oakley. Why are you paying full price for it? He's like, I need to get rid of the cash. I'm like, no, it's not the appropriate use for it. You just deposit it into your bank account.
Bro.
Kids, man.
Dude, but then on the other end of the spectrum, you have Michaela. She's like,
bro, she's raking it in.
Let me get this bread.
Oh, she was raking so much guap. Oh my
God. Why would they buy that? They're so dumb.
Oh my God. Michaela spent no money this summer. Michaela was like, she watched him by the Oakley. She was like, nah, my savings account more important.
What? Okay, so from all the races that you did do, what was like, bro, I can't believe I did that. Or like, dude, so hard. That was so fun. I'm a beast. Which one?
I'm gonna be honest, this entire summer.
No, dude, there has to be one.
Dude, I'm gonna say.
Okay, so from my end, bro, from watching
if I had to pick Tulsa, like it'd probably be Tulsa.
It'd probably be Tulsa, but watching you at Salt Lake, bro, when you were off the front, I was like,
oh man,
that's not this guy's power profile. He's
bro, you're hyping me up too much, bro.
No, but then to come back and then to win still.
Oh my God!
And then to win the next day. Oh, I was like, that was elite. But then
dude,
also Tulsa, crybaby.
Tulsa was crazy.
Because I knew how in the box you were
racing together. We were racing together for that. I was like, bro, I don't think I can make it. You're like, I don't think I can make it either. I was like, shoot, someone's gotta make it.
I was like, I was gonna get popped, bro. I was literally thinking like, bro, I have to win.
You gotta put the team on your back.
I have to.
Someone's gonna win it.
My hiking legs, I was about to put them into overdrive.
Bro, this man don't even train. He just goes for hikes. He said, bro, I gotta win crybaby.
I didn't think it would be that hard.
Dude, it was so hard. It was so hard. I was like, bro, I'm not even kidding. In the middle of the race, I was like, bro, if I drank less water, would the weight be enough to make me feel better right now? And I was like, that's definitely not the way I should be thinking. It's definitely not the way I should be thinking. Bro, but before we started the race, I was so mad. Someone crashed in front of us on the second day, and I was like, bro, I want my sweet revenge.
Oh, yeah.
I want my sweet revenge. I never raced Crybaby Hill. So I was like, bro, I told our photographer, Kit, to be on the hill because I'm about to wreck some havoc. Like, bro, after 30 minutes, I was like, bro, help. I was like, I can't do this anymore because I kept attacking him. And I was like, dude, I can't keep attacking, man. It's just too hard. And he was like, bro, you need to learn how to suffer. He's literally telling me that in the middle of the race. I was like, dude, I already know how to suffer. We've been doing this for our jobs. It's fine. I was like, man, but yeah, we ended up getting the dub. It was pretty close call though.
Super
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, but I mean, I took first overall. Emet took third overall. This man goes for hikes. So that's all. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so yes, it has been a good season. Good riding, good racing, good trips, good hangout sessions with new people. What's tell us more about what's going on now. You're at Milligan right now. You've been there for a month. Haven't seen this guy in real life in a month.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, this entire season's been kind of crazy. I have been at Milligan since I think the 17th of August.
Yeah, last month.
So it's currently the 10th of October. Let's see. since then, I've done a trip to Bend, Oregon for the Pavlov organization. They're a nonprofit designed to raise funds for pediatric cancer research. Um, that was amazing. Um, if you haven't done a lot of research into that, you should definitely look up Pavlov. But let's see, I've been getting accustomed to classes. I have been getting a routine set. I have been changing the coaching business so that it's a little bit more on like a scheduled time to do consultations rather than a free flow. Um, which has like it's more pros than cons really, just so that everyone knows like a certain time to reach me and it's set and we'll be able to chat. So no, I mean everything's been going really good. I'm digging the new system and it allows me to one have concentrated time throughout the day to talk to everyone because I genuinely miss talking with these kids. And two, it allows me time to have focused areas outside of like the consultations to focus on school and get the homework done to study for the exams. So yeah, no, I mean there's time for bikes, there's times for studying, there's times for school, and there's times for consultations. So
How many units?
so I'm only taking 13. The reason why is actually I only need 49 units to graduate, and I could graduate in a year and a half by taking 18 units for the next year and a
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
But I could also
Oh,
graduate,
18, 18, 18.
yeah, 18 units. But
Oh,
I
that's a
decided to go.
lot.
I mean, 18 minutes is what we used to do when we were in college.
Like six
So
classes.
yeah, I mean, we used to do that all the time, and we also used to take like intersessions. So I mean, for like you and me, it's nothing crazy.
No.
But
Uh,
yeah, I mean, I decided to go the other route and just take 13 units a semester and 12 for the rest because
mm,
it allows me to elongate it for 12 or for 2 years and to also race 2 collegiate road seasons while being a full-time student. And it allows me more time to train and also to focus on coaching, which is honestly like one of my like joie de vivre. Like I really do love this work. Um, so I mean everything kind of works out. Not kind of, everything works out.
yeah. Are you
So
gonna be an accountant when you're done?
I mean honestly, I don't know. I highly doubt it, given that I really love what we do right now. Genuinely love what we do right now. And I don't see that changing within the next 2 years. But it does mean I have a backup option as a absolute last resort to be a CPA, or do something in the accounting world, or maybe just use the fact that I have a bachelor's degree to qualify me for a job that I actually am passionate about, something more sales related. So
Okay, okay, cool. What are the plans for next year? Are you doing a collegiate mountain bike season? I know there's probably some uncertainty around what road season looks like next year. That's literally just ended, but what are you thinking like on the bike, off the bike? What's that kind of look like?
yeah, so it's pretty crazy actually. So it turns out that Brevard College is actually in the same conference as us, and there are a lot of athletes on the Canadian national team that race for Brevard. So
Mhm.
these local races are actually stupidly high competitive.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I don't usually race mountain bikes. I'm probably gonna get my butt handed to me these first couple of races, but I'm gonna try to keep up. I'm more so excited for next year and the year following, just because I know what to expect.
Mhm.
And I wasn't even expecting to go to college. So like this collegiate mountain bike season is kind of like a bonus to have fun, but it's not something that I'm really like super passionate for, looking to like do my absolute best in. I'm really just looking to have a good time and get my legs wet in this collegiate racing scene.
Mm,
And also to understand the competition, just because like racing against the Canadian national team is a little bit tough, you know.
yeah.
So
What do you have any like power goals you want to do going into next year for next maybe road season or things like that?
yeah, I would say power goals. I just need to step up. So I want to drop weight a little bit, something that's a little bit healthy or something that is healthy. Um, but have like the same power output or a little bit higher. It's kind of weird as you start to get older. It's not like necessarily making massive jumps in performance. It's more so understanding the race itself. So that way, that's how you make a lot of your race differences,
Mm.
especially on the roadside. I want to be better at handling my bike in terms of like mountain biking, like pulling the manuals, being able to do doubles and all that jazz, as well as for road being able to understand the intricacies behind it. So
Got it.
yeah, it's not necessarily power driven,
Yeah.
but it's experience driven. It's experiential. So like next year is really just like focusing on like literally keeping this noggin as aware as possible.
Cool. And then anything off the bike you're looking for? I'm sure, school, we got business, trying to put out some more good content around that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I have my goals out here. It's literally so like I'm at my desk right now in my dorm, and I have my goals written like right here so that I can look at it
Nice.
whenever I'm sitting down here. And also like I don't have it on my door yet, but I'm actually writing my goals tomorrow night. I have it scheduled in my planner to write goals and paste them on my door so that way I can see
Yeah.
the more immediate goals before I leave. Um, but I mean, honestly, like we have a bunch of business goals. Like that's something that's kind of like private, I would say.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, um, cycling goals. I really want to do well next year. I want to learn as much as possible, and I want to level up on an experiential level. And I want to train more to be on a higher level fitness wise. That's not necessarily like 20-minute power targeted, just because my 20-minute power is fairly high. I want to increase my endurance.
Yeah.
So it's being able to do that 20-minute power at the end of a 4 hour ride. At the end
Yeah.
of a hard 4 hour ride that's been extremely gruesome, I still want to produce that same power output. So it's about longevity and resistance to fatigue. And like the outside of that, it's being successful in cycling, being a successful businessman, being successful to the kids that we work with,
Yeah.
and successful in school. So those are my four priorities right now, and that's what I have listed out here.
I love it.
I'm glad. I'm glad you're my brother. I hope you love it.
That's good.
Bro, you got your goals listed out?
Yeah, I do. I got my little notebook. I've been working on
I
it.
know you do. I know you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Long
both
day.
hustlers.
Long week, actually.
Dude, that's how I'm feeling, man. That's exactly how I'm feeling. Honestly, um, this week's been lacking a lot of sleep, but I'm excited to do some catching up this weekend. But honestly, like in terms of success, it's hard work that makes it. I mean, honestly, like you can work hard and you can work smart, but really, like if you work smart and you don't work hard, you're missing something. And if you work hard and if you don't work smart, you're missing something.
But it's not just that, it's longevity too. It's that
It is longevity.
grit, that patience. It's like
Yeah,
act fast, but expect it to take a while.
exactly. Yes.
What is there anything you're listening to? Anything you're reading? Got you kind of hyped up right now?
I mean, honestly, I've been doing a lot of review of this, like a recap of this past year, and I've been reviewing photos, I've been reviewing videos, I've been reviewing audiobooks. So I've already reread Set for Life through and through since I've been here. I've already reread the 12-week year since I've been here. Just really like reprioritizing my goals and understanding where I'm at. And honestly, I had been feeling like I was like without priorities. I was so lost when I first came here because I wasn't, can you hear me?
Yeah, just like you were everywhere.
Yeah, and I felt like I needed to pinpoint exactly where I was at and where I need to be. And the week in Oregon gave me that perspective just because it gave me the time to think. Um, and honestly, like this year has been amazing. Like we've been traveling nonstop, and like this
Mm.
this year has been at full gas, full of great results, full of great people, full of great adventure, and I have just been spending time soaking that in just because yeah, I was looking at a photo of me and Cole and Miles when we made that
Yeah,
last minute decision to go to Flagstaff. And
yeah.
I was And dude, I almost cried. Like, dude, my eyes got real watery. And the reason why I didn't cry, I was in the cafeteria.
No,
I can't cry here. It's too public. It's too
I
public.
can't have tears in
Oh,
public.
if I was in my dorm, I'd be like, I'm sipping real hard. I miss you guys. And
I'm
like,
missing boys, bro. Yeah, I saw Brady and Dylan recently though.
I genuinely miss like the kids that we work with. I
I'm the
genuinely miss
same.
like, yeah, I miss like these experiences. And it's been such a beautiful year. And I couldn't have imagined it when I turned like 21. And like I couldn't
Uh,
imagine it like how like my life has changed so much over the last like since I entered adulthood. Like
uh,
it's just crazy for me to think about. But yeah, I mean honestly, like I'm not gonna lie, like I went back to my dorm and I was like, bro, like this is actually my life. Like I'm actually in Tennessee. I just had a super successful year on the road. And like we're genuinely making a difference in the kids that we work with. Like we're making a difference in their lives. And it's just like it's overwhelming sometimes. So
yeah.
yeah,
And even the
I mean,
kids, everyone. Yeah, of course the kids. Like we gotta focus on the kids, but I mean, work with some people that aren't kids, right? And cycle
yeah,
part of their life, and they just,
yeah.
you know what? I was talking to my coworker Christian today, and he's like, why are you doing this? Like, it's not, you could do a lot of things. It's not really like the money. Like, why are you doing this? And I was telling him like, I just want to be really good at something, right? It just feels
Yeah.
good to be a master or to like hone your craft and work on something. And of course, I've done that as a student, as an athlete. Now to like transition that to something else, it's very, it's very fulfilling to try new things, to practice, to fail, to persist, to commit.
Dude, in my
Yeah.
humanities class, we were talking about like what it means to be human. And we're reading the Odyssey, and one of the stories is literally about Odysseus refusing temptation. And the point that our professor was trying was actually making very clear with very like good points was that being human means to suffer and to succeed over all odds. It's to meet adversity and to overcome it. I mean, like a lot of what the Greeks worship is the fact of being remembered. Like you go to the underworld and that's where you go when you die. But really, like the point of living is to work hard. The harder you overcome adversity, the more likely you are to be remembered. And to overcome adversity is to suffer, you know?
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think about, but honestly, like you look at a lot of the people who are successful today and they had to suffer so much.
It's
And
yeah.
like that's what set them apart. They're willing to suffer more than anyone else. And like that is like the essence of what it means to like be human, to have humanity. It's crazy.
Do you have any pieces of advice that you'd give yourself maybe a couple years ago?
Slow down.
Relax. It's not a race. It's not a sprint.
Yeah. I mean, I look at myself a couple years ago and it was like I was willing to sacrifice everything, which is fine. Like you should sacrifice everything if you believe in the goal largely enough. But at the same time, I think that now I'm focusing so hard to enjoy the little things and I'm missing a lot of life because of it. And like, yes, I do enjoy a lot of the little things, but there's certain like I wish I could enjoy all of it and I can't.
Mm,
So I'm working on that myself right now, but I think that I definitely tell myself to focus on the little things in life that kind of pass you by without you really realizing it.